Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to do full review of another inexpensive 1080p display from Benq, the GW2470H 24-inch monitor using VA panel technology. It is launched a few months ago, focusing home and office users desiring to upgrade from their regular small TN screen with a larger 1080p display at an affordable price. With this review, I will look into the color accuracy, text clarity, gaming performance, viewing angles, and other important aspects of PC monitor for this model, and also compare it side by side with an IPS display. It's a 23.8-inch 16:9 aspect ratio LED display with 1920 by 1080 resolution, and that results in a reasonable pixel pitch size of 0.274 mm, which is the distance between each individual pixel. For your reference, a 21.5 Full HD screen will have lesser pixel pitch size of 0.24 mm due to the densely packed pixels in a relatively small screen size. And the advantage of such smaller distance between the pixels is pixels are not that visible when you sit closer to the monitor, and your photos text will look much sharper in detail. Benq uses AMVA panel for this model. AMVA is the new version of VA panel and is the only main competitor for IPS technology. And the rewarding point of this panel technology are its best contrast ratio and strong deeper blacks compared to other panels. The benefits: texts will have a nice inky black tone which gives you an enjoyable reading experience. Next, in videos, the dock scenes will appear pitch black without any backlight clouding, which is not possible in most IPS displays. Maximum brightness intensity is standard at 250 candelas. Has a remarkable 3000:1 contrast ratio, which is at least 3 times higher than a standard IPS panel. 4 millisecond response time. Here Benq stated only gray to gray instead of true black to white response time, and may sound misleading to hardcore gamers. This monitor features a true 8-bit panel capable of displaying 16.7 million colors on the screen, but it covers only 72% of NTSC color gamut, and this display is not suited for any color critical jobs like photo or video editing. Still, you will witness better color quality if you are coming from cheap TN monitors. Power consumption is low at 23 watts when maximum brightness is used. The backlight is PWM free and it uses direct current method to control brightness. Benq has started incorporating this as a standard feature in its entire monitor range. You can notice the wave effect in reference screen that uses pulse width modulation method when the brightness is reduced from 100%. And our Benq is flicker free. This feature will be a relief to some users who are more sensitive to such flickering. And another add-on to this monitor is the low blue light feature, by which Benq claims less eye strain and fatigue to those watching the screen for prolonged hours. This feature can be enabled with the help of this dedicated button or using the inbuilt menu. These are the 4 options that belongs to Benq's low blue light feature, and you can control the amount of blue intensity with the help of these presets. And I find 30% option as a much balanced preset. You get HDMI standard VGA cable and a power cord as accessories along with the monitor. The power unit is built inside the monitor and it doesn't need an external power brick. The entire cabinet is made of solid plastic with black matte texture coating. The screen is tightly integrated to this plastic body without any visible panel gaps, and the overall build quality is flawless, which I would say commendable for this price point. A slim hard plastic frame surrounds the screen and measures just 1.2 cm in thickness on both sides and top of the monitor. The screen surface is semi-glossy, and that was to benefits of both matte and glossy screen to great extent. It is pretty good in diffusing the reflections from bright light sources, and at the same time color vibrancy is maintained as well. The biggest shortcoming with matte surface is it adds more graininess to the screen and eats away some of the color vibrancy, also affecting the text quality. There's a wall mounting facility with the help of these holes. Here all the input connectors are placed downwards to facilitate wall mounting. I find it odd sometimes while connecting the input cables when the monitor is placed on desk. The Benq GW2470 comes with two HDMI inputs and a standard VGA port. Kensington lock for securing the monitor to the table. And there is no integrated speakers with this model. The base part comes with a big T-shaped design and does a great job in holding the monitor without wobbling when subjected to mild vibrations. This is the least tilt angle towards the bottom and the maximum tilt upside. And don't expect height adjusting feature for this price range. Control buttons are placed under the bottom of the right bezel in line with these small dots. I didn't find any difficulty when using it and buttons gave very good feedback when pressed. The green colored power LED is placed downwards without distracting the viewing experience even in complete dark room. This is the main menu. It allows you to adjust brightness, contrast, response time and also do some basic color corrections. These are the dedicated buttons for blue light, input selection and brightness control. You can also customize these buttons to other functions if you need. These are the various predefined profiles you can choose to suit for different scenarios. I find standard sRGB, eco and user presets pretty useful without affecting the color tone much. From now, I'm going to compare each aspect of this VA panel to an IPS monitor and find out which is best in terms of color quality, viewing angles and gaming. I suggest you to see this video in either IPS or VA grade display to spot the difference. Or else, no other option, you have to follow my words. Out of the box, images are less vibrant and colors are little off and washed out compared to the reference monitor. The factory default color calibration is not much accurate and demands for better tuning from user side. The color temperature is too cool and you can notice the eye blue tint in the picture compared to the IPS screen. So I have done some tweaks to the color settings with great effort to get the best possible color quality from this VA panel before beginning the tests. These are my calibrated settings for your reference. After the basic calibration, the difference was absolutely mind-blowing. The color accuracy has improved tremendously, almost matching the IPS panel. The Benq GW2470 definitely deserves a proper calibration. I can witness the colors are really better and more natural side in IPS monitor. The red color in the IPS panel is slightly more vibrant and deeper than the VA monitor. In contrary, VA panel gives a brighter image with rich blacks, but it lacks in the true representation of color shade. But that doesn't mean VA monitor is bad in color accuracy. It actually falls when compared to IPS. And if you are upgrading from existing TN monitor to a VA display, I assure you are going to discover a significant improvement in color quality. VA panels are less affected with backlight bleeding and have better uniformity in brightness than IPS. Therefore, it remains one of the strong reasons to choose this panel type for movie watching. Those black portions exhibits a grey shade with bright backlight leakage across the screen, affecting the overall movie experience in the case of IPS panel. Viewing angle performance is greatly improved over the earlier VA versions, and it has no trouble even at extreme angles without degrading the color quality too much. And VA's strong contrast advantage plays a big role here. Though IPS panel loses some contrast in the shifting process, but it wins here by maintaining a good color consistency at all viewing angles. VA can't match an IPS monitor in this regard when compared side by side. The AMVA panel is reasonably good for gaming I didn't notice any severe input lag or ghosting in most scenarios. Occasionally, there is some motion blur in fast-paced scenes, which is common for a VA panel. But that won't be a deal breaker for general users and casual gamers. If you already enjoyed the smoothness of 144Hz monitor, then this panel is not for you. For hardcore gamers, TN screen remains a solid option. You can also improve the response time or reduce the motion blur using this AMA overdrive option by setting to Premium or I. I always find the 24-inch size it's a sweet spot for a 1080p resolution monitor. You can comfortably sit closer, enjoy reading text on this size without the need of any font scaling. The semi-glossy surface and the excellent contrast ratio of BenQ model vastly improves the text quality on this monitor. IPS monitor has no trouble in producing comfortable texts. So which panel should I select and who is this monitor for? The Benq GW2470 is ideal for home users, document workers and even gamers who are on low budget. One area where VA panel monitor excels is a great movie experience. This modern AMVA panel is much improved in terms of color representation and viewing angle performance from the earlier VA displays. BenQ's eye-friendly flicker-free backlight and low blue light features are noteworthy here and going to be a considering factor for those who experience eye fatigue when working in front of the screen for extended hours. Sometimes I feel the contrast to be too heavy for my eyes when doing heavy text-related jobs in the case of VA monitor, even with contrast level reduced to 30%. Coming to panel selection, both technologies has its own strengths and negatives. The flaws of IPS technology becomes the strengths for VA panel. VA's superior contrast and black levels compensate the slight weakness in fightful color representation. Even after calibration, this VA monitor has some trouble in generating accurate skin tones. IPS faithfully rendered such tones without any color calibration. If you are into content creation like editing videos or photos that demands very accurate colors, you should go the IPS way. AMVA panel is not left much behind in this aspect and it has improved a lot from its earlier generation. I am happy to conclude VA monitors as an all-rounder with its decent color reproduction, ability to differentiate dark and grey tones, and most importantly, it costs less than IPS monitor. At any circumstance except intense gaming, I guarantee you will see a better world by choosing any of these two panels instead of poor TN monitors. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section below. And if you feel this video useful, hit the thumbs up button which is right below this video and support me by subscribing my channel for more videos in the future.